You've grown up in the film industry. What do you see as the future of filmmaking and film distribution in the next 5, 10, 20 years?
I think it's going to be like choose your own story stuff. I think it's going to be because I remember those choose your own story books when I was younger, and I think it's definitely going to be like that, especially with I forget what it's called, but that thing that you wear and you can see completely around you, like the Oculus Rift. There you go. With the Oculus Rift, I think they're going to make movies where you are like the first person, completely immersive experiences where you are the main character of the film and you're experiencing it and you're going through this world that is shot entirely in first person, Steadicam stuff, and we have different options that you're able to do, but we shoot it with Steadicam the entire way that you possibly can, or like with a helmet cam. I think that's definitely maybe a way that things might go. I think another way things might go is, video games are becoming much more movie-like. So I think, almost having video games become semi-live action. We saw them try to do it in the early '90s with stuff like Mortal Kombat, where they had like live action characters put in a cartoon world. But I think that might be it, as well as the fact that I think we're going to see an influx of movies that are just genres we haven't seen before. Because if you look at recently, we had like mumblecore movies pop up. Before that, we had these slice of life films that were popping up. We had an influx of movies that were like callbacks to previous movies from like the '80s and '70s, and those became really popular because of Grindhouse. But I think we're really gonna see stuff that is just interesting stories that people haven't seen before, and I think it's important to create immersive worlds that people can get lost in. So I think we'll see something similar to that very soon.
And distribution?
I think distribution is going all digital. I think it's the only way that it can survive. Um, I think that DVDs are becoming extinct, and this is coming from an avid DVD collector. Over there's a trunk full of maybe 5,000 6,000 DVDs that I've collected over the years. But I even stopped buying DVDs. I started just watching them on Netflix. Because when I'm paying for Netflix and it's up there and I'm watching it, it's kind of hard to also, if I've watched it once or twice on Netflix, I go, well, is this a Netflix movie or is this a movie I want to own? When I used to just go, I'm going to buy it and watch it, and then that way, after I own it, I can choose whether I want to watch it again or not, but I at least have it. And I would be like, yay, I get to own this movie. And like and that was part of like the joy of it. It was like, is it good? Is it bad? I would go to Blockbuster and buy like, 5 movies from the, 5 for 20 bin. And I do that all the time. And, some would be good, some would be bad. But now with Netflix, um, you just watch it on there. Even though I spend more time on Netflix scrolling through looking for something to watch than I do actually watching movies now.
Do you think theaters will be a thing of the past, or it'll become this really special event where you have to pay all this money and there's dinner and it's.
I think uh, I think theaters have the possibility of being both. I go to a theater called iPick, which is in Pasadena, Gold Cinemas, and they have dinner and a movie. You sit there, you eat dinner. You have waiters that come in and luxurious couches, and it's really nice. I also go to the ArcLight a lot. I love the ArcLight. I think that's like a tier slightly lower, but much higher than going to your standard Pacific theaters or whatever. But then also I love going with friends to like the second run theaters. We go on Tuesdays. It's $1.50 Tuesday over at this movie theater where you could see any movie for $1.50, and it's movies that just left the theaters. So the movies that I didn't pay to go see for like $15, I'll see for $1.50 with some friends, and we'll see like 3 of them back to back because it's like $4.50. And I think that movie theaters will always be a thing. Um, I just think that the the studios are going to have to scale back on the amount of movies they're putting out, because I think that uh, viewers have been overwhelmed with choices. Because now, when you go out to see a movie on the weekends, you have like 6 movies that came out that weekend. Which are you going to see? Well, which one's the one to do? And if you didn't see one of the ones from last weekend, well, maybe you want to see that because the ones from this weekend are sold out, but you didn't see ones from 2 weekends ago. There's too many movies coming out right now in theaters. And I think what we need to do, or what the studios need to do, is scale back the amount of movies coming out per week or per month. Um, because I think that's why they're struggling to do well, because people want to go to the movies. Movies are still, I mean, tickets are still selling. They just want to go to the movies not as often. So they're not going to want to spend every week $15-20 to see the new big movie. They're going to say, well, do I want to see, this Marvel movie, blah, 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 or do I want to see this other Marvel movie, blah, blah, blah? Well, I want to see this one. They make their choices. And so if you give them less choices, I think you'll see ticket sales go up.